What's going on? Just like what I keep saying, guys, these moonshots will just come out of nowhere, and the opportunities are just endless. So what did we see yesterday? We saw Dork Lord, obviously. I saw some channels start to talk about it around 150, 200k. I saw all the volume. I saw a bunch of big sells, and I saw all the early wallets dumped. So I'm like, okay, it's clearly not like a great team, but obviously the hype is there. I debated trying to buy in around 200 to 300k. It was just going too crazy. Like it would dip to 150, then it would be back at 3, and I was like, I'm probably just gonna get owned by some mev bots here. The volume's too nuts. I decided to take a pass on it, and then I dropped it in the private group. I don't know what market cap, 500k, 1 mil, somewhere in between there. Like I keep preaching, I mean, if the hype's there and the volume's there, even if the chart's scary, sometimes you gotta take a chance. And that ended up going really well so far. Anyone who bought that, anywhere from a 15 to a 30x in quick time. That's the thing with the space. It just came out of nowhere. And then, Hodler dropped a play in the private group. Some people were talking shit. I think he brought it at 50k and it ended up being close to 400. So that was a nice degen find by him. Sean, I said my buddy in that private group, he was talking about ETF and block browser constantly. And both of those, I think yesterday, both just hit all-time high and started taking off. Lots of good shills by the right people. I mean, if you look at my shills in this private group, I've been pretty bang on, but I wouldn't expect that to continue. Like this whole crypto thing is streaky, luck-based, all that stuff. The work that I'm doing and some of the calls Sean are doing, like they're such higher quality. When Hodler shilled his play, at least he probably knows the team, so it's somewhat safe and knowledgeable. But like most of these other ones people are throwing out, like they have no fucking clue what they're doing. They just found a name that they liked. So as I keep saying, like it's just about smart decision making. I mean, if you were smart, you should have bought Dork last night, because that's the big mover. That's where all the volume is. That's where all the hype is. But should you buy it now? I have no clue, because now who the team is becomes very important, because they've gathered 1% taxes on every transaction. I'm sure it's a ton of money by now. And if they don't start spending that money and they give up on the project, whatever, or they go launch another project with the same deployer wallet to bring some hype. There's so many things they could do right now to just completely end people's trust. And no one really solid has backed the team yet. A bunch of people just threw the play out there, but no one really knows much. It's one of those ones where you just have to say, fuck it, I probably missed it. If it has a fat dip and everyone's still hyped and it wasn't anything scammy that caused the dip, I mean, maybe it could be an okay buy, because it looks pretty strong so far. That's just all the stuff I've been preaching. Follow the first mover. Yeah, Dork hit 15 mil. Yeah, you could probably try the second and third or fourth mover out too. It's all dependent on what market cap that first mover hits. There was some okay Dork spin-offs last night, but I would never go crazy on those. And that's what I keep saying. Obviously that was play yesterday. As you can see, we got a lot to look into here. A lot of call groups, a lot of personals, a lot of private group stuff building up. You aped a farm instead. See, that's how it goes, man, but that's also what keeps me going. Even though I missed Pepe for the stream, would have been huge. Even though I missed Pepe because my headset died one night. Dork, even though I was literally watching the chart since 200k. I just got a little freaked out by a lot of big sells. Like I saw a $5,500 sell when the market cap wasn't very high. And then I realized the team dumped all their bags. But something still told me I should ape. The team literally sold all of their fucking wallets. But that's how stupid this space is. They don't care about that. They just care that there's hype here and just throw all their money at it. Into some anonymous developer who literally just sold all of his bags. That's what threw me off of that. At least those opportunities are out there, and I literally had my eye on all of them. Even though we missed these opportunities, or some of us missed them, you just have to be grateful that those chances are there, because those are insane. Like, you catch any one of those three, you catch 0.5 ETH buy on Pepe and do like a 30x. And you're talking 15 ETH now. You get 10 ETH out, and now you got 10 ETH to play with. You catch Pepe, you would have made even more. You just have to be grateful that those chances are out there, because they're literally nowhere else in the space. It's not like there's tons of other shit that looks enticing enough compared to those three. Pepe obviously made sense because the main one started getting fudded. Dork Lord, obviously that made sense because Matt Fury changed his profile picture. And Shiba vs Pepe was just a great name. These are pretty obvious buys. Makes sense. Not a lot of these other degens make sense and like trick me into thinking, oh yeah, I should look at this one. Crazy place we're in with crazy opportunities. That's what keeps me coming back even when I miss a bunch. That's just how you have to think of this space. I love to see, the positive in everything for the most part. People are making lots of money just making websites, just making graphics, being mods, being devs, being traders, being channel owners. It's created so much opportunity for so many people. The chances are always there, man. Just look at any given week. Pepe and Dork Lord. We kind of had our eyes on both, but we never really like went hard on them. These opportunities are there literally every week. There's a couple plays that just explode. And even our Excel spreadsheet with some of those short and midterm plays, like a lot of them have been doing decent. You do your research, like I keep, preaching, and you catch that dip, there's a 2.5x on a nice market cap play. More of a safer play than like any degen that got launched last night because it's been holding for 10 days or so. These are the ones to keep adding to and focusing on. Okay, now we got baby Dork Lord. Let's see what happened here. Oh, that's dead too. I wish people just listen, bro. I started to see a lot of channels today take my approach and tell people don't follow the second and third movers and blah blah blah. It's like, okay, now you tell people, right? They'll see some channel that people say, oh yeah, this is a good channel, follow this guy. And then he'll shill Shia 500 times, forwarding every voice note, saying it's the best play ever, saying to hold your bag, saying to buy the dips, saying Shia, 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 Shia. And then when it fucking tanks, that's why newbies will get discouraged if they come to this space and follow some of these channels. Because they're not putting out the proper disclaimers or teaching people the right way on how things work here. We literally knew nothing about Shia other than this guy claims to be friends with all these high up people. And he's some multi-millionaire who makes all his friends hundred millions of dollars. And he's some rich alpha whale and he's going to take over China and all this crazy shit. Instead of people saying, okay, be a little bit careful. It's done well. Take some profits. All they did was just go crazy for the play. That's what we need to get away from, I think. We need more people educating because a lot of people just, even if they've been in the space for a few months, they just somehow miss the memo that like anything could scam at any minute. How some random projects blow up but most die off. There's a lot of factors, man. I mean, if you look at the most recent one, okay, Dork. I don't know if you know the story, but there was a Pepe project that mooned. It was like the project of the year, the project of the last few years. It was all based off a meme and an NFT that some guy drew. So that guy who drew Pepe changed his profile picture last night to this. And he had a previous post with this that said Dork Lord. So everyone knew what the name of this was. And he changed his picture. To crypto people, that just makes sense. It's like, oh, the Pepe creator brought out a new kind of Pepe and changed his profile picture to it. This could go viral. So then they make a coin about that. And it just makes sense. That's why this project did so well, is because it made sense. You also need a good team behind it, a good community behind it. There's lots of factors to a project blowing up. Some do it very short term because it's very hype based, like Dork Lord is very hype based. It's got a lot of hype driving it. And then there's some coins like this that are like a slow mooner and they just hold for a while. And then after holding for so long, it starts to gain some people's respect and whatever, and people jump on board. And it starts taking off. And the people that have been holding it the whole time, they keep holding it. And you got a candle like this. And then it starts to, get some buzz, some hype. And then it explodes one day. So that's just kind of how it goes. What motivates you to get behind a project aside from you getting paid from the team or a nice chart? I mean, payment is definitely not it. That's not that motivating for me. If you look at my gambles page, I haven't posted a lot of stuff there lately because my focus has been more towards Twitch. I mean, most of my gambles calls are free. There's lots of factors. I've gone over them in my little archives here. Like this is literally what I look for. Where did I find the play? And what do I know about the person who shilled it? Or did I find it on a call channel? What did they say? The team's previous projects, main things I look for. The idea behind the coin. Does the narrative make sense based on what's been going on in the space? If it's utility based, does their utility make sense? Is it original? Is it going to have competitors? How clean does the website look? What's the project about? Read the website and get a good grasp. And then I go into the Telegram and I check everything out. I look at the pinned messages. I look at how much they pinned, the kind of content in the pins, how many team members they have, how active their team members are, what their team members are saying, what the community's saying, how active the community is, how much they believe in it. All of those can give you a really good sense for the project. Something that's like a week or two old, then they come to me. Obviously the volume on their chart's probably lower at that point in time. What's your plans in the short term to push this? What's your marketing budget like? What's your marketing plans? And I see kind of what they're planning and if it makes sense, and there's a lot of things to factor in. I mean, sometimes you literally just have to chase hype, like Dork Lord. What do I think of Pepe? Will it reverse? Stuff like Pepe and Dork Lord and Shiba vs Pepe, like any of them have the potential to go crazy eventually. To me, it already did what it was supposed to do, you know? It went from 4K to 40 mil. Lots of people made lots of money. The opportunities were there. And from here, it just depends on that checklist. Like, what's the team doing? What's their plans? How much money do they have? What are they going to spend it on? And what's their plans from here on out? And how much is the community believing in it? How active is the team? And factoring all that kind of stuff in. You guys know by now the archives. I've put in some decent projects here. Take a look at. We just have to wait to see what happens with Dork Lord, I guess. If Dork Lord goes crazy and hits 30 mil, it might be good to buy some new movers, like Dork related names, Lord related names. Keep your eye on Matt Fury's page. That's kind of my suggestion for right now, is take a look at the better plays as always. Stay in tune with what Dork Lord's doing. See if like some good channel comes out and posts like Sheba Lord and has like some good backing behind it. Maybe you can make some money there. When something goes like this crazy, like Dork Lord is gone, you just have to kind of sit back and not get too anxious. Let's take a look at our airdrops and see if we can sell something today. Okay, so this one's gone. The dev went rogue after fucking Shibarium started crashing. I don't know if you guys followed, but I was up a lot of money on all my Shibarium plays. And then recently Dog Swap went under or something. Yeah, all my holds got wrecked. I went super hard the first 2 weeks of streaming. We caught like every good play. Every project was coming to me asking for an airdrop. So the potential is obviously there with the streams, with the private group, but it's going to take time. So just be patient in everything. Be patient with the stream. Be patient with the private group. It's going to take time for me to see who all the shitty shillers are and to warn them and to kick them. It's going to take time for me to find my best shillers. Yeah, we're just going to keep pushing this. I literally called this from the start, but I was like, there's going to be highs and lows for sure. And you know, the last 5-10 streams has been definitely not the same quality as the first bunch. But at the same time, you know, we've educated a lot of people. We're growing the private group, carrying more airdrops and AMAs day by day. And the more the stream blows up, you know, the more opportunities for you guys to have jobs. Like, I'm already paying a guy to do my giveaways. And like, the bigger and better the stream gets, the more easy this stuff's gonna get. It's gonna be easier to find people for AMAs, easier to get people with good projects for airdrops, and just more and more opportunities are gonna exist. Overall, you guys seem to love the stream. The devs seem to love the exposure of the stream. It'll just get better and better. I guess that's it for right now. Yeah, keep your eye on the private group. Thanks for the continued support. If you have downtime, take a look at those archives in the pinned. Take a look at some of those projects. Do your research on those. Watch those charts. Look for dips. Stay in tune with what's going on those projects. If you're looking to make some extra money, there's always some AMAs to go after or some projects to go after. Thanks again, everyone. I'll catch you guys next time.